Good morning, YouTube. It is Survivor Nomad and I'm back at you guys with another video. Today I want to talk about reversing the smear campaign. Now, in my last video, I talked to you guys about how to escape the abuser, what steps you needed to take in order to ensure safety. And today I just want to talk a little bit about the smear campaign because a lot of abuse victims are concerned about that, and rightfully so. First, I want to talk about what the smear campaign is. The smear campaign is when your abuser, most of the time, immediately after you meet them. So this is what we need to understand. A lot of times when you meet an abuser, their intentions for you from the beginning are harmful. They're no good. They have bad intentions. From the moment they meet you, they may be getting with you for a number of different reasons, and for a normal person that may be hard to fathom, because usually we get in relationships to get to know another person, to share experiences, to have someone to love and to be loved. But for the narcissist, it can be different. Their reasons for getting into a relationship can vary, but they are very, very different from the reasons that typical people do get into relationships, okay? So I wanted to point that out. So then the smear campaign, the way the smear campaign comes into this is that once they meet you, they begin to ask you a lot of questions. And this seems normal to anybody because when you first meet someone, you want to know all about them. You want to know everything about them, especially if you really like them and you're excited by them. So it doesn't send off any alarm signals when the narcissist is asking you all of these personal questions. In the beginning, they are just pampering you with so much attention and so much of what seems like true caring, but they're really just trying to bait you into telling them as much as possible about yourself so that they can later use it against you. So they gather all this information. In the beginning, it's an information gathering process where they gather all of the details about your life, your likes, your dislikes, people that you don't like, people you like, your favorite food, just all kinds of things. They begin a smear campaign. They start telling other people horrible, horrible things about you. And in the midst of doing that, you are completely unaware of these things, okay? They start to smear your name. They're basically trying to damage your reputation and the way others see you. It serves a purpose to do a couple of different things, but most importantly, to alienate you from help. So that when you finally do come from out of the fog and you decide to tell someone you're being abused, then nobody believes you. This is a very, very, very confusing process to abuse victims. It's very, very, very confusing to survivors, because you a lot of times don't even realize it's happening. So you get brave enough to one day start telling people you're being abused, and you notice that people are questioning you. They're asking you if you're over exaggerating. Some of them are just straight out giving you the looks. And some of them will just straight out tell you they think you're crazy, or they think you're overreacting, or you're exaggerating the situation. And a lot of that is because they've already been talked to by your narcissist and been told that you are indeed crazy. And I use the word crazy because that is the word that they use. I don't endorse that word, but that is the word that narcissists choose a lot of times. Like when you first meet them, you will hear them describe their exes as crazy, okay? And they're basically sending the message to you that the person is emotionally unstable in some way. So they paint this picture of you with very, very broad strokes, and they give the people that you know, and sometimes even your family and friends, the idea that you've lost it, that you've either had an emotional breakdown or that you're sinister. meaning that you're one person in public and you're a completely different person in private. All of these things are projections. These are exactly, this embodies exactly what the narcissist is. But they're painting you to be who they truly are. And that is what the smear campaign is about. It's about de-empowering you to break free from them. It's about alienating you from other people, and it's ultimately about keeping control over you, maintaining that control. If they can alienate you, they can prevent you from getting help, they can maintain the control over you, okay? So one of the important things to remember is, once you realize that this is happening, and I'll give you a few pointers. One of the things you may notice is that people you generally have a very good relationship with, people that you know, will start to act differently around you. They may not speak to you. I'm sorry it's so noisy out here, guys. They may not speak to you anymore, whereas before they were very friendly, very cordial with you, but you've noticed that now they're avoiding you, they're not speaking to you. They may sort of have an attitude towards you, and some of them, believe it or not, they will go on a campaign with your narcissist to destroy you because they think that they are eliminating from society a very, very bad person. So they team up with your narcissist. And I talked in a previous video about stalking, and this is where some of them will join in the stalking of you and harassing you, okay? The smear campaign a lot of times is the thing that sparks off the stalking of people that you don't know that well or that you may know, but you would never have imagined that they would be stalking you. They would help your narcissist stalk you, and then you find yourself in a situation where you're being gang stalked. So this is very confusing, and this is why a lot of survivors will become suicidal, depressed, have anxiety, have panic attacks, because they haven't figured out exactly what's going on. They know something's wrong, but they don't know what. And so I'm here today to help you guys put the pieces of the puzzle together. This is what's happening to you. Don't deny the way you feel, don't ignore it, and definitely don't ignore these signals. If your intuition is telling you that something is very wrong, that you're in danger, get help, and get help fast. If you cannot find people that believe you, keep going until somebody does, okay? Ditch the people who don't believe you and keep trying until somebody does actually believe your story and will listen to you and help you. So that's what the smear campaign is about. Now, how do we reverse the smear campaign? My number one recommendation for reversing the smear campaign, to those of you who are legally able, meaning you are not stuck in a business dealing, you're not stuck in a marriage where you can't just leave because you have children with this person. If you are legally able to leave and relocate, that's number one. Move away. A smear campaign, if you're living in Georgia, cannot affect you if you move to New York City, okay? And I'm just using these places as examples. It can only affect you if you stay in that immediate environment, or the narcissist follows you to another state and knows where you are. And if you check out my previous video, in that video, I talk about how to get away from them, how to evade them completely so they don't know where you are. The second way to reverse the smear campaign is to go truly no contact. This is extremely important, guys. You can't go minimal contact, you can't go partial contact and reverse a smear campaign, because you're still in contact. The narcissist knows where you are. They can continue to smear you. They will disrupt your personal life, your job, and disrupt your reputation in the community, okay? You cannot do it going partial unless you are in a different place and you're just communicating by phone with this person, but still, they could still find out where you are. If you're in any type of communication with them, there's still the possibility that they can find you, okay? The third option that you need to consider when reversing the smear campaign is rebuilding your associations, okay? And what I mean by rebuilding your associations, AKA blocking them. Blocking any and everybody who is associated with your narcissist. And I know this sounds harsh and it sounds very exacting, And it may even sound cruel to some people, because some of you may look at some of these people as people who've never done anything to you. Trust and believe me, the narcissist is going to be looking for any and everyone that they can use to turn against you in this smear campaign. So you need to break free from these people and start a new circle. You want to build with your family, your friends, and your own organizations. You want to build your own support system. So you want to rebuild your associations. You want to block and discontinue contact with everyone that you know through your narcissist, and then you want to start your life over again, okay? Last but not least, the fourth thing that I recommend for reversing the smear campaign is to assess your circle of support. Like, you want to assess your circle, right, for empathy and support. You want to talk to people. And I'm telling you, no matter how great you think your relationship is, and this includes family and friends, guys, okay? Because this is about protecting yourself above all. If you assess them, and what I mean by that is you sit down and you're talking to your family and friends, and they start to question you. Oh, are you sure he's actually doing the things you say he's doing to you? Oh, you sound like you're over exaggerating. Oh, you sound, and they start to just verbally basically make you feel like you're crazy, or make you feel like you're lying about something, or you're over exaggerating something. And this is an individual by individual basis, but I would say, please, you need to sit back and really think about that relationship, because anybody who cares about you will believe what you say. If you say that someone is harming you, they are going to believe you. The smear campaign is the time where an abuse victim is able to sort their true friends from the fake friends. This is the time where you're able to identify who cares about you and who does not. That is all this is, guys. Don't get depressed about it. Don't get sad about it. It's just a matter of sorting the real from the fake. And when people are not believing your story, they're not listening to you, and they won't allow you to speak freely, you need to get away from them. Okay, you really need to get away from them, and you need to try to find people that support you, that believe your story, and that are willing to help you in some way, even if it's just being a listening ear and encouraging you, okay? So that is it. Those are my 4 pointers for reversing the smear campaign, and I hope you guys like this video. Right now I'm having some matcha chia pudding with nuts and coconut and some kombucha for breakfast, and I am sitting out at a nice cafe here, and I'm having a good time, guys. I'm having a better day than I was having yesterday, and I hope you guys are able to reverse the smear campaign and start your life over. I love you guys. I wish you the best. If you have any questions, please comment. Please share, like, subscribe, and share with your friends and families. I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you.